empower community and economic development, where our mission is rooted on growing Georgia communities, much like the 1 Million Cups platform that we're here today to celebrate. So 1 Million Cups, by a show of hands, how many of you have been here before? All right, I've got a lot of returns. How many of you, this is their first 1 Million Cups? All right, well, welcome to 1 Million Cups, Brunswick. Today, over 160 chapters across the country are celebrating and connecting their entrepreneurs to their local communities. And that's what 1 Million Cups is really here to do. So if this is your first time here, your role as an audience member and an attendee is just as important as the entrepreneurs we hear up on stage. Because during their presentations, it's your job to listen to what they might need, listen to how you can help them, and be prepared to ask them questions and offer your support when they're finished presenting. Before we get started with our two extraordinary presenters today, we do have some thanks we have to give. First, I do want you all to join me in thanking the College of Coastal Georgia and Dean Mounts, who have been catalysts and advocates for entrepreneurship and 1 Million Cups platform. And then we have a very special thank you. Tipsy McSway, our host, and Susan Bates. They're not only our hosts, they really are the heartbeat of downtown Brunswick. And today we are celebrating something very special for Tipsy's. Today is their 10-year anniversary. Susan, I know you don't need a mic. Do you want to share a little bit about what the celebration entails? I know we do have, today is actually officially, this evening, going to be announced Tipsy McSway Day, correct?
It's a mayoral proclamation tonight at the City Commissioners meeting. They're making today Tipsy McSway's Day. We've got street closure out here. We'll celebrate on Saturday. I've got 9 bands starting at 11 in the morning and finishing with an 80s band squirt gun at 10 at night, along with a little laser show and some other stuff. So that'll be all day. It costs $10 to get in for all of that entertainment. It's a deal. It's a deal. Y'all come downtown. There's also Leadership Georgia is in town this weekend, so there's 100 or so delegates throughout the state that'll be downtown, and I'll hook them in, and they'll be in front of the stage partying hard.
They will. We know us Georgians like to party a little bit. Which is why we host our 1 Million Cups at a bar, where other hosts might do it at an incubator or other the coffee house. So thank you again, Susan, for everything you do for this community and hosting 1 Million Cups.
My pleasure.
Tipsy McSway and Susan are one part of building a downtown, but as you may know, it takes a lot of people and organizations dedicated to a community, identifying opportunities and bringing those to fruition. So today our first presenter is going to speak about one of those organizations that is really a catalyst for change here in our downtown community and the Golden Isles as a whole. So please join me in welcoming Ms. Erin with Forward Brunswick.
Good morning. Thank you everyone for being here. Full house today. This is exciting. And if you want to make bets on when I'm going to trip over this, or that, now is the time to do so. So I'm Erin Granados. I know my last name can be a little difficult. Granados. Oh, Susan, this is another wire just to dance around.
Thank you.
Okay. So Erin Granados, I'm the executive director of Forward Brunswick. I am not a short-winded person, so again, wish me luck up here. I'll try to get this done in 10, maybe 20 minutes. You know, part of the purpose, as Vanessa explained, is to come together as a group in the community to help each other be successful and grow, and talk about successes, wins, and how to get there. I do have 3 questions for everyone. I need your assistance on a few things. So, I will try to be short-winded, high-level explanation of Forward Brunswick, but give a very thorough explanation at the same time. So, as you can see here, our mission and vision. Forward Brunswick, our mission is to inspire community commitment and raise resources to accomplish Brunswick revitalization projects. Few key words or phrases within our mission statement. Community commitment, raise resources, accomplish, and revitalization. If you're only going to remember one though, let's go with revitalization. So we want to help to inspire, whether it's we are leading an effort, whether it's another community effort going on, and we're here to assist. We want to accomplish revitalization projects in Brunswick. Our vision, how we're going to get this done, our vision is to foster economic vitality as Brunswick's community partnership leader. Again, these initiatives, whether Forward Brunswick is leading them, whether another group, organization, individual is leading them, we want to partner. Let's bring together the skill set, the talent in the community to accomplish these projects. So, again, what is Forward Brunswick? Revitalization partnership. That's what I want you to remember today, if nothing else. So, what sort of things do we work on? Here we go. Got through that, all right. So, what do we work on? Forward Brunswick this is my favorite little circle of life visual here. Everyone's starting to joke that I'm going to get tattooed on my face or my back or something. We'll see. Maybe not my face. I don't know how much my husband would like that. So, where does Forward Brunswick fit? What are we focused on? Quality of life initiatives. What does quality of life mean? To us, it's categorized as amenities, beautification, and development. Why am I here today? Why does it make sense for this Forward Brunswick, a nonprofit, to be at an entrepreneurial, I was about to say convention meeting?
It's like a convention.
Sure,
Yeah.
convention. Quality of life brings and retains people. People bring and retain businesses. Businesses are economic vitality. With better economic vitality, the community can provide a better quality of life. And then we keep going, right? So Forward Brunswick is focused on amenities, beautification, and development. And part of that is because there's so much focus, which is fantastic. There's so much focus already on bringing businesses, keeping businesses. So we're focused on the more quality of life for the people of those businesses, whether it be the owner, the visitor, the consumer. How do we keep and retain people? So, amenities, and I'm going to read verbatim here. You can also see this on our website, www.forwardbrunswick.org. It's also, I left my business card on each of the tables. Feel free to grab one of those. Amenities. Let's transform public spaces into an anchor of relaxation, entertainment, and recreation in order to attract residents and visitors. Visitors are very important in this community, right? I think last year, anyone from the CVB here, I believe their numbers were we had over 3 million visitors last year, record-breaking in multiple areas, whether it be sales, hotels. I am not here to quote their data. They know it better than I, but it was a good year last year, visitors. But again, our mission is both for residents, visitors, and stakeholders. Beautification. Improve the aesthetic of Brunswick to encourage financial investment and community pride. And I'm going to talk about community pride a little bit more in a moment. What we just saw with Ms. Bates and her 10-year anniversary, this is community pride. Everyone being here today, thank you for listening to me, working together, community pride. And development. Revitalize underserved business districts to increase economic vitality for a diverse group of stakeholders. So again, these are our 3 categories of quality of life revitalization projects. That is what Forward Brunswick does. Any questions thus far about categories, how I see us fitting into the entrepreneurial world and business world? Yes, Mr. Mounts?
So how did you get here doing that? What in your life makes you interested in this sort of thing? What is your story? That's what we want to know about too.
The Erin Granados story
Sure.
is much longer than today's.
Well, there you go.
But the Forward Brunswick story. Poor Libby, after Libby's presentation, Libby Cole of, what was she doing? What's that? Expand Coaching. She got an earful from me after hers. The Erin Granados story, very long, somewhat complicated, but here I am today. But Forward Brunswick actually came out of the former nonprofit. We are a 501c3 who recently changed their name to Forward Brunswick, was New City Brunswick, if you're familiar with New City Brunswick. New City Brunswick was the 501c3, and there was a very large volunteer base called Forward Brunswick. Those missions have come together. We are now one 501c3, Forward Brunswick. New City Brunswick was actually focused more on housing. The housing initiative, as you've seen in places such as Macon. Macon, Georgia, if you're familiar with Newtown, Macon. So a group of community leaders in 2019, thanks to the Community Coastal Georgia Foundation and other contributors, a group of community leaders went to Macon, Georgia and learned a lot about the housing industry. There was also a study that was founded. You'll hear the ZVA study, or the Zimmerman-Holt housing study, which pretty much said, we've got great bones, there's a lot of development that can be done, is going on, revitalization efforts. So very housing focused, which is fantastic. We have developers such as Mr. Prince, McGraw, Port City Partners, just to name a few of developers that are going on who have already started this housing movement, especially focused in downtown. We still have housing, areas to grow in housing. Fort Brunswick is actually having our biannual strategic planning retreat in May. We're going to be talking a lot about housing because you don't see how housing plays into amenities, beautification, and development. But we're looking for a specific objective and goal on how to embrace housing in the community. That'll be part of our May retreat. Does that answer your question, how we came to be? Very focused on housing. There's a lot going on with housing already. How do we help this? Let's focus on quality of life. Does that answer?
Sure.
Somewhat?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And how are we doing on time? Oh my God. Okay, so I have 3 questions for y'all today where I need your help as an organization. Those 3 areas are expanding our board. I also need help with administering and operating Fort Brunswick. Right now I'm a staff of 1 wearing a lot of hats. And then the 3rd area is specific to our development category, but Norwich Street. We're looking to better connect and revitalize the Norwich corridor. But I'll start with board expansion. We have built a profile for our board to make sure we have the right skill sets, diversity, qualifications, and we are looking to expand our board. That profile, we've got 25, I'll say, characteristics around diversity, inclusion, equity, access and connections, and skills and experience. Right now, what we need on our board is more Brunswick residents. We have good Brunswick experience. We have Brunswick business owners. We have folks that have lived in Brunswick. Well, right now, we need more Brunswick residents on our board. So we're looking to expand in that area. We also need women on our board. We've also looked at, and again, we have these skill sets and characters already. We're looking to expand and broaden this. We need folks with law and project planning background. So I've given you my business card. You have my email address. You know multiple of our board members. Again, on our website, you can see who all of our board members are if you know them directly. If anyone comes to mind who would fit with decision making, right? And also fundraising. Fundraising is a big part of nonprofit. Those who are comfortable with fundraising have access to wealth. And again, who can help make the best decisions for Brunswick around quality of life, amenities, beautification, and development. The other area, as I mentioned, I need help with, right now what I'm looking for is a communications assistant. And also somebody who can help with some administrative things, but someone with the communication skill set who can help learn the voice of Fort Brunswick so we can continue to do these sorts of things, community engagement events. Press releases, help with Instagram and Facebook. Usually you'll hear me ask a question during these 1 Million Cup meetings. What tools do you use to reach your clients? I'm looking for the same thing. What tools in this community work best? What techniques work best in this community to reach all of Brunswick? And then thirdly, Norwich Street. My biggest hurdle right now is connecting with the Norwich corridor community. We are looking to revitalize, one of our development goals right now is to revitalize the H to Gloucester segment of Norwich Street. It's thriving already. If you read in last month's Brunswick News insert, Dylan Lukic of the DDA wrote a great ode to Norwich. There's life already. Let's enhance it. Let's use these resources that the GIDA has to offer, that the DDA has to offer. There are lots of local resources right now. How do we, as a community, better leverage those? Okay, still doing all right on time? Any questions right now? Yes, Mr. McVeigh, good to see you.
I have a quick illustration of a success story in each one of those categories. Real quick, success story.
Well, one of our projects that we're working right now is called Liberty Brunswick Project. This is an initiative to plant 99 trees in the community. That number 99 represents the 99 ships that were built in the shipyard. The stories that these trees will tell come from the shipyard. The economic advantages, the social advantages, cultural characteristics, all these stories from the community that came out of the shipyard and helped the community to thrive during World War II. This is a success story. Two things. We're building on strengths in the community, the history, the stories of this community. They're very important to Brunswick. And also the coastal location. We love our weather. We love our vegetation. We're building on those two strengths that the community has told us are strengths. But also trees, we're actually in partnership with multiple groups in the community. Keep Golden Isles Beautiful, Veterans of Foreign War, BAC, Brunswick African American Cultural Center, Lynn County School Board. All of these groups are coming together. We host regular meetings. Poor Don Myers over here has spent about 72 hours in just 2 months in all these meetings. But groups have come together to make sure we have diversity and perspective as we're making these decisions. What stories, how can we find more stories? The Georgia Historical Society is part of our committee. But again, so building on stories to tell the stories of Brunswick, partners coming together, working together to get this project done, and also the green infrastructure that comes along with this project, putting more trees into the community to help with stormwater drainage. We know that's a huge issue in Brunswick. How can we help with a stormwater solution? Coastal resilience, we need more canopies. It's hot here, there's a lot of sun. So things like that. Again, feel free to visit our website to learn more about Fort Brunswick, fortbrunswick.org.
Will you all join me in thanking Erin? So now is the opportunity where the audience has their chance to ask questions, provide suggestions. I heard you needed help and suggestions on marketing, board members, and there was another one, right? There's 3.
Communications assistant.
Communications assistant. So I'll walk around, hands up if you got a question or a suggestion. And also a reminder, if you are watching online, you have the opportunity to put your questions or your comments in the comments mode live stream.
Since I don't see any hands, I'll also mention along the lines of board membership, not just Forward Brunswick, right? A lot of what I do, a lot of what Forward Brunswick does, I just spoke about partnership and having representatives, bringing community members together. We need to make sure those at our committee tables are representing a broad view as well, a larger, broad perspective. So, a lot of almost did it, did you see that? Community pride comes from community engagement. So, whether or not you're interested in Forward Brunswick or know somebody who may be interested in Forward Brunswick, we need the community to be more involved and engaged. Go to your NPA meetings. Go or listen to or watch the commission meetings. GIDA's board meeting is public. There's so much in this community, ways to get involved and engaged, because whether you're at a Forward Brunswick table or committee or reading our newsletter, which again, you can subscribe on our website, whether you're talking to me, Forward Brunswick leverages the resources in the community, the public meetings, the NPA meetings. Make sure, it helps us for the community to be engaged.
So, and I'm sorry, I'm putting Brian on the spot. Brian, there's an opportunity to plug into the College of Coastal Georgia. If you needed help with communications, other service projects, or...
Absolutely. So we got Cody Koki up here in the front who does our service learning. So it'd be a great one to be out to class project or something like that. And also my office, the Career Center, with a couple of internships and part-time work for you. Happy to do that.
Great, thank you.
We need to cover.
Sounds good.
Any other questions or comments from the audience today? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Erin.
Dan.
All right, before we take a small break, we do have some special announcements. And first, you are officially part of 1 Million Cups, which means you can now go and present to one of the other 160 chapters across, which I believe we have some past presenters that have taken advantage of that.